Hey everyone, it's Ben here from exercise.co.uk and we're back again with another article for you that we're covering. So today is one that we've written about what does turning up mean, which is a question that we get asked quite frequently about turning up. And there's a lot of people in the fitness industry that do say toning isn't actually a thing. You're building muscle or you're losing weight. But at the same time, a lot of people do have the goal of, I want to be more toned. So it is an achievable goal for a lot of people. That's how they want to look. They would like a toned look to them. So with that in mind, being as it's a goal for a lot of people, we feel it's a topic that we should discuss to help you reach those goals. If that's something that everyone would, or a lot of people would like to achieve, then we'd like to help people reach those goals in a healthy way. I mean, we define being toned as developing firmer and more defined, stronger muscles. So that's just our definition. It's not a concrete definition, but that's just how we see toning up. We just want to brush over a few different ways that you can and help contribute to toning up and techniques that will take you on the right path to getting toned. One of the common myths surrounding getting toned is that you can convert your fat into muscle to help you tone up, which isn't an actual scientifically possible technique. You cannot actually convert fat straight into muscle. You can lose fat and build muscle at the same time, which can help you give you a more toned look and a more toned effect, but you cannot specifically convert that stored fat into muscle in itself. So a few of the ways, or well, touching on the first way to tone up is looking at primarily weight training, which particularly for a lot of people that can be quite conscious about building a lot of muscle mass and being quite conscious that they're going to become beyond toned and actually pile on a lot of muscle. I mean, to start out, building muscle is a really challenging effort, and it's not something that can just happen organically as you're exercising, really, unless you really want to build muscle and get bigger. There's not too much of a concern for that to happen, but you can still use weight training to help you tone up in line with losing weight as well. So with weight training, one of the main things, you still want to be building muscle, but if you remain in a calorie deficit, which means just eating slightly less calories than your intake demands, your daily intake for calories, which doesn't mean calorie counting and getting too hung up and caught up on calories. It just means having a rough idea of what your actual calorie intake is for the day, and just kind of going off how your body feels through not overeating and not bloating yourself through eating, and eating just slightly less than you feel your body craves and demands, and that'll help you get into a calorie deficit. And what that will do is it'll help you restrict you building muscle if that's a big concern. One of the key ways for building muscle in line with weight training is being in a calorie surplus, which is the converse, which is eating more calories than your caloric intake for the day, and that's one of the key ways that you're going to build muscle. So if you're not looking to do that, you can use weight training in line with a calorie deficit, because nutrition is going to be one of the main ways that you do achieve those goals in line with your training. That's going to restrict how much muscle development you're going to see as well. Another way is to lift slightly lighter weights as well, between the 10 to 15 rep range, using heavier movements, compound movements, with normally with a barbell. So exercises that recruit multiple muscle groups in one go is going to help you lose weight a bit quicker and put on some good muscle at the same time, and the combination of the two will help give you that toned look. So if you try and keep it within the 10 to 15 rep range, keeping the intensity quite quick and quite high, then that's going to restrict how much muscle you actually build, but giving you that nice toned look that you're going for as well. But because you're recruiting multiple muscle groups, it's going to elevate your heart rate quicker, increase your calorie demand, so it's easier for you to hit that calorie deficit, and it's going to help you lose weight at the same time. So building muscles, that one element, that's one arm of the three that we're going to cover in this topic. The second is that you're still actually going to need to maintain some cardio there, which is going to help you lose weight as well. So cardio is going to help your general fitness level. So anything from, it could just be body weight exercises like burpees, or it could be treadmill work, cross trainer work, the rowing machine, exercise bikes. Generally, what works most effectively is the exercises that hit the most muscle groups, again in a similar way to the compound movements we were discussing in weight training. So anything like rowing machines is a really effective way because it's working more than one muscle group. But exercise bikes and cross trainers are still really effective, and you can use both HIIT, which is high intensity interval training, to have short, really intense workouts for losing weight, or you can go for the low intensity, longer workouts, which is called LIST training, which is your low intensity steady state cardio. So that's working for maybe 30 minutes or longer at a lower heart rate to help you burn fat more effectively. So those two techniques with your cardio and striking a balance between your cardio and your weight training, you could perhaps do 2 weight training sessions a week and 2 cardio sessions a week, or 2 weight training sessions and 1 cardio session, whichever fits for you. Or you could even do 20 minutes of weight training and 20 minutes of HIIT training on a cardio machine in 1 workout 3 times a week. But as long as you're striking a rough balance of 40 to 60% split either in weight training or cardio one way or the other, that's the combination of the two is going to help you reach those goals, but progressively and slowly over a consistent period of time, because it's that consistent effort that you put in over time that will see the results. And one of, well, the last but not least most prominent factor to take into account is going to be, we've put here on the article, we'll put diet, which when we say diet we mean nutrition. We don't mean actual diets that are short intense blasts. When we say diet we mean your diet over a long-term period of time, because we never advocate diets in any way, shape or form that are just designed to reach short-term goals in a quick blast. If you're looking to reach a goal, then we always recommend doing it in a sustainable way, making a lifestyle change. So if you're going to hit a goal, then we want you to maintain that goal as well, so you can look the way that you want to look for as long as you want, instead of going all in and really throwing everything you have into it within the first 2 weeks, but then burning yourself out and being absolutely sick of exercise and healthy eating for the next year until you decide to pick up on it again. We're actually saying, start off slow, build it up progressively, and progressively change your lifestyle around with small tweaks and changes as you go. And nutrition is going to be one of the key ways that you do this. So we've already touched upon a calorie deficit, so having that slightly lower intake than your caloric demand. That doesn't mean, however, that you can eat anything that you want as long as you're under the specific calorie requirements for the day. It does still mean that the actual quality of the calories that you put in have to be the right type of calories as well. So that comes back to healthy fats, carbs. Carbs are good. Proteins, a lot of protein, that's going to be key for your recovery phase as well. So to touch very briefly on how you'd like to get your nutrition right on your training days, one of the most effective ways that you can focus your eating is by having a combination of protein and carbohydrates, which is going to come from a lot of meats, so chicken, even fish, excellent source of protein. Your carbohydrates are going to come from a lot of rice, bread, pasta, noodles, all those things that are going to help refuel your muscles, because your muscles demand those carbohydrates on your training days. And then when you're not doing training, because your rest is just as crucial as when you are training, so on those rest days that you have, those down periods, you want to reduce your carbohydrate intake, fuel your energy through protein again, and also healthy fats, which come from things like oily fishes like salmon, a lot of nuts, avocados. Cheese is a good source of healthy fats, just as long as you're picking the right cheeses out. So you start to get your energy from those healthy fats instead, which won't store as fat. It will actually just use it as energy in your body throughout the day, and just keeping that calorie intake nice and low. So it is, again, keeping in that calorie deficit, but not eating any type of calories that you want, still keeping those calories nice and healthy. That's not to say you shouldn't have your treats. You should always have your treats, because it's got to be sustainable and long term, and it's got to work for you as well. So you definitely need to have your treats and give yourself a pat on the back and reward yourself for the small wins all the time. But it's just keeping those things in proportion and not going too excessive with it. And with patience and perseverance, over time you will reach those goals. So that's briefly touching upon toning up, what it is or what we perceive it is, and ways to help achieve that goal. So if you need plenty of workouts and exercise information, because it is a lot to take on board, we have tons of free content for you to go check out on our exercise.co.uk site. In the Learn area, you can find all of this free content here. So we've got workouts, exercises, general articles, and demystifying, myth busting on all things fitness and exercise related, and just generally keeping healthy, and our new nutrition article as well here to help get that all important element and arm right to reaching your goals. At the same time, don't forget to like, follow, share and subscribe, because we've got tons more video content coming your way. So stay tuned for more. Thank you.